Well, the Baker Hughes Bobcats on a roll, extending their win streak to 5 games. Moses Boldu joining me on the desk, and we have a little bit more on this.
And you know what was the best part about that? They had their last 2 victories this weekend with a few players, a few bodies out of the lineup, definitely making it even sweeter. Matt Schumont has more.
A short-handed Baker Hughes Bobcats team were in Edmonton this past weekend for the Showcase Extravaganza. And with 4 regulars out of the lineup, the rest of the Cats answered the call as they put up 13 goals in the 2 games.
A lot of our guys really stepped up their games, and we had contributions from some guys that maybe normally don't get the power play time and stuff that scored some big goals for us, and we worked extremely hard as a team.
We came together as a team and we just stayed strong. We got pucks to the net, played as our systems, and that's how we won.
The Bobcats' power play came to life, scoring 7 times with the man advantage, 6 of those which came in a 7-3 win over the SEAC Tigers.
We talked about keeping it simple and not trying to do too much on the power play, and guys just kept it simple, and we shot the puck and got traffic, and fortunately, we got some lucky bounces maybe and some guys at the right place at the right time.
And with their 2 wins, the Bobcats have now extended their winning streak to a season-high 5 games. And during this recent stretch, the Cats feel it's been different parts of their game that have been coming through at the right moments.
It's kind of been different things. We've had some really good goaltending at times, and we've had different guys kind of step up and play a good game. Our penalty kill has really improved. I think that's a big reason why we've started to win some more hockey games.
Our first period has been good lately, so I guess getting a good start right off the hop is always important, but just that consistent play all the way through, that's the key, I think.
The Bobcats are back in action this Saturday when they host the UFA Bisons. Matt Schumont, Newcap Sports.
Now, as for the 4 players who were missing, that being Mason Shaw, Cole Johnson, Cale Clegg, and Austin McGrath, they were in Calgary for the Western Canada Under-16 Challenge Cup, representing Team Alberta, coming back to the border city with gold medals around their necks.
Going in, I knew we'd have a pretty strong team, but you know, I didn't think we'd come together as a family that well. But you know, we all stuck to the systems. We played really well as a team with all that skill.
We just tried our best, stuck with our team plan, and we executed well and got the gold.
All 4 say the experience they gained during the tournament will take them a long way on what to expect in the future.
It feels good. You know, you get to see how you fit up when you're playing against them, and it feels good to know that you can play with the best of them.
Of course, when you get to play with some of the best players, it's a real honor, and you know, you're just learning things from them and stuff. So yeah, you know, I got to play with Johnny too, which was great.
All right, the Lloydminster Bobcats were in Brooks looking to snap a 2-game losing skid. The Bandits still won in the border city last month, so revenge was on the minds for the Cats, and Lloydminster would do just that. With a 4-3 win, Austin McDonald has been minced, scoring his league-leading 4th shorthander of the year. He ended up with 2 goals and an assist on the night. Patrick Geary also chipped in on special teams with a power play marker. Lucas Bench also adding a shorty. The Bobcats are back at home against Spruce Grove this Friday. And that's your first look at sports. Gerard is up next with weather. The Lakeland Rustlers women's basketball team head into their toughest test with back-to-back weekend matchups to date against Red Deer College and Grant MacEwan. While there's some positives heading into Friday and Saturday, execution will be the biggest thing. The Lakeland Rustlers enjoyed great success with back-to-back games against Keano. This week, however, the Rustlers will have to pay every attention to detail, playing back-to-back games starting in Red Deer and turn it around the next day against Grant MacEwan.
I think it'll be a lot more mental this weekend. We got to get in the mindset that we have an away game, but then we got to come home, play home in front of our home crowd. So I think that'll be good for us.
It's definitely tough playing 2 different teams back-to-back nights, especially when GMAC is sitting, waiting, watching us on Friday night, preparing for us.
Unlike Keano, the Rustlers will face a taller lineup. In Red Deer, the Queens haven't had a winning season in nearly a decade. But the Rustlers know not to go in with that type of mindset.
It's interesting playing there because their gym's so small. They play very well at home. They do a lot of things like trapping and on the sidelines, do the small court size. So it'll be interesting to see if our girls can contain and maintain composure for most of that game.
The Rustlers dominated the glass last week, out-rebounding Kiana. And unlike in years past, the Rustlers are a bigger team, which can help create more for their guards out in the perimeter this weekend.
That's our focus this year, is getting it inside to the post. So I think as long as we keep forcing it into the post, then our shots will come for the outside players. So the more that we do that, then I think our guards can be just as effective from the outside.
Just to have 5 girls that can rotate in their rebound, score the ball, and even when we're not shooting well, they're giving us second and third chances. And it's a lot easier to be consistent from 2 to 4 feet away from the rim than 30 feet outside when you're shooting.
The Lloydminster Universal Heat extended their win streak to 14 games this past weekend, but as Matt Schumont tells us, the last 2 games were closer than the Heat anticipated.
It was yet another successful weekend for the Heat, collecting another 4 points to extend their winning streak to 14 games. However, these games were a bit closer, only outscoring their opponents 9-4 in the 2 wins.
The teams are coming out, bringing their best effort against us, and it's actually bringing the best out of us, competing every night against these teams.
I'd say most of the teams are getting better, and they want to end our streak, so they're coming out firing every game, and we just got to be ready for that.
Special teams has been a cause for concern lately. Not only did they allow 3 power play goals against on Saturday, the PP itself has only scored 4 times in the last 21 attempts.
We could use a little bit more work, and we have a lot of opportunities to shoot, and we just need to take them, I guess, and bury the puck when we get our chances.
The Heat will now look to keep the streak going with a pair of home games this weekend, and none bigger than Saturday's tilt against the PAC Saints, who just sit 6 points behind the Heat for first place in the Charger division.
It's going to be a good test for the boys. It should be fun. It'll be a challenge, and I think the boys will be up for it.
It's a big game. We got to come out firing and be ready for that, because they're going to be ready for it, and they're going to try and end our streak. We just got to be ready for it.
Matt Schumont, Newcap Sports.
All right, 2 games in Junior B tonight. The big one has Lloydminster heading up to Highway 16 to face the Vermilion Tigers. Puck drop, Vermilion Arena tonight, 8 o'clock. Should be a great contest. That's all the time we have in sports. We'll have more Newcap news and weather after the break.